All right. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. My name's Eric, and it's time for some elementals. This is the four-color elemental deck that top aided in SCG Columbus this past weekend. Pretty sweet deck. We've seen a lot of elemental decks over the course of the last few weeks since the latest set came out, M20. And there were so many people playing it in the first weeks of the format that you really just couldn't play Chandra. And a lot of the elemental decks didn't do so well. But now that a lot of people have fallen off of them, it looks like it might be time for elementals to shine. So we're gonna give it a shot today. We're gonna see what this elementals deck is all about. I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications so you know when I'm going live. For those of you that are used to my content, I've got some family in town this weekend for the rest of the weekend, throughout the weekend. So I will be trying to stream midday so that I can continue to get you guys your content, the content you deserve. Maybe not the content you want, but the content you deserve. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, so we're going to be trying to stream a little bit earlier, so make sure you hit that bell so you know when I'm going live. And other than that, let's check out this sweet elementals deck, right? Like, I just think that this deck is awesome because we get to play Omnath, Locus of the Royal, and Yarok the Desecrated, right? Like, this has got to be fun. Not to mention, I guess to mention, Neoform, we're going to be able to trade some of these elementals in for some sweet action. Being able to go search up, like an Omnath or a Yarok on call. Heaven forbid we go search up a Cavalier of Thorns or a Cavalier of Gales. It's my music's a little bit loud there. Chat, you guys will have to let me know if it's too loud for you guys, and if it's not loud enough, we'll turn it up. But anyway, Cavalier of Gales, really sweet card. It's flying, and when it enters the battlefield, you get to draw 3 cards and then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. I hear that ability's pretty good. Now we don't have any fetch lands in this particular deck, so it's hard to really get some like super powerful usage out of Cavalier of Gale's Brainstorm ability, but we can actually like put our bad cards on top of the library and shuffle them away with Neoform, which in and of itself maybe like just perfect way to go, because that's one of the worst parts about like Brainstorm. If you don't have a way to shuffle your library after you've taken and put your worst 2 cards back on top of your library, you're just going to end up drawing them again, right? And that's why it's so powerful in the older formats, is because you can Brainstorm, throw away the cards you don't want, crack a fetch land, and then shuffle those cards that you didn't want for the given time back into your library, and then have fresh draws off the top. And that's what makes Brainstorm really good. So I think Neoform is really going to help out with the Cavalier of Gales thing. We're only running 1, so I'm probably putting way too much emphasis on a one of in the deck, but I just thought that was fairly cool. We've also got Scampering Scorcher, which alongside cards like Risen Reef, the card's absolutely wonderful. And after it's already done its thing, that's the exact thing you want to do. You want to be able to sacrifice a card like Scampering Scorcher to be able to go get either your Yarok or to get your Cavalier of Thorns or Cavalier of Gales, depending on what it is you want. And then you have like some really sweet interactions here with Thunderkin Awakener. Now I'll read this because some of you may not be familiar with this particular elemental, as it hasn't gotten a ton of play. Now I thought this card was absolutely awesome, and I ran the Thunderkin Awakener package in the beginning of the format. I was running Thunderkin Awakener alongside Cloudkin Seer and Risen Reef and Scampering Scorcher, because I thought that was a really powerful interaction. You'll notice that all of these cards have one toughness And that works with Thunderkin Awakener. Whenever Thunderkin Awakener attacks, you get to choose target elemental creature card in your graveyard with toughness less than Thunderkin Awakener's toughness. Return that card to the battlefield tapped and attacking. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Now there's a little bit of a non-bow with Scampering Scorcher because that card will already be tapped and attacking, so you will not be able to declare attackers with your 2/1/1 red elemental creature tokens. They're going to have haste, but you've already declared attackers, so you're not going to be able to declare attackers with those. But that's like the least of the non-bows with this, right? Thunderkin Awakener just being able to go get one of these wonderful cards like Cloudkin Seer, a 3-mana card that will draw a card when it enters the battlefield. Yeah, I'll take it. And it's an elemental, so it has other synergies. Wait a minute. 3 mana, draws a card, has synergy. Rogue Refiner? Could this card be good? I think so. You've also got Risen Reef. Could get you a card or just ramp you. Has synergies because it's an elemental. Is part of the big elemental payoff. These cards are wonderful. I mean, we've had cards that were equivalent to this in the past, and they got banned. Rogue Refiner, in particular, was this exact same converted mana cost. And granted, it was a 3/2 and could really, beat people down. But Risen Reef may draw you a card, but it may also ramp you, which will help you get into some of your other spells even quicker. So I really do like Risen Reef. I think that it's a very powerful card, and don't get me wrong, I don't think that these are quite Rogue Refiners, and the main reason that Rogue Refiner was as powerful as it was is because you had no way to interact with energy. If someone had energy counters, at the given time, you just had no way to interact with it. Now, even though this and Thunderkin Awakener have that synergy with the rest of the deck, you do have ways to interact with those synergies. You didn't have a way to interact with energy, and that's why Rogue Refiner was so powerful. So no, I'm not trying to say that those these cards are bannable, but I am saying that their power level is fairly equivalent to that of Rogue Refiner in a vacuum. Now, when you start looking at energy as a whole and other things you could do with energy, then you start getting a little bit more broken, and energy itself was, a bit of a broken mechanic. But these are, let's say, fixed Rogue Refiners, right? So, and we get to play 8 of them. How good is that? And because of Thunderkin Awakener, we can actually sack these to Neoform, put them in the graveyard, so if our opponent doesn't want to kill them for us, we don't care. We'll kill them ourselves, go get another creature, because Birthing Pod's bannable, right? Like, Birthing Pod's banned in Modern, so why not? And plus, that new creature will enter with a +1/1 counter. Heaven forbid you get a 6/6 flyer for 2 mana. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Scott Clark says, I love Awakener. You play it in your Cavalcade of Calamity with Flame of the Keld. Okay, so you discard your hand and throw those extra cards in the graveyard, and then you use it to bring back Scampering Scorcher, I assume. Scampering Scorcher creates, some extra 1/1s and things of that nature, which will help you get in later. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Anyway, the big one here is we're getting to run Chandra again, right? Chandra is -3 damage to all non-elemental creatures, which means it doesn't do anything to our side of the battlefield, right? So I think this deck's pretty sweet. We're going to give it a shot. As far as removal in the main deck, we don't have a whole ton of removal. We've got our Omnaths, which we can go get, and that's that can burn things. We've got Lava Coils, and then we have Chandra. Okay, so we've got a lot of removal. We've got a little bit of ramp here with Leafkin Druid, but we've also got a little bit of ramp with our Risen Reef. Even though it's not exactly controllable ramp, it's still ramp, right? As far as the mana base goes, it's a little all over the place. 2 of this, 1 of that. I'll let you guys just like look at the mana base. I'm not going to try to go through and explain it, but you know, there's a lot of different lands here, and luckily there's very few 4 of land. So if you guys are trying to build this on MTG Arena and you don't have, you know, 4 of this land and 4 of that land, this mana base might actually be easier for you guys to put together than some other mana bases. You know, just check the link in the description box, check out the mana base, and you know, see what it's like. Most of you should probably have your 4 breeding pools, because who's not playing some variant of Simic in one deck or another? So, as far as the sideboard goes, we've got a little bit of you know, anti-control here with our Veil of Summer. We can stop those thought erasures, we can stop those counter spells, things like that, and be able to replace this card in our hand. So that's pretty sweet. Even against cards like Teferi, we can, you know, if they cast it and put it on the stack, we can then cast Veil of Summer to just be able to cycle it and draw a card, right? So as soon as they put it on the stack, we can go ahead and reply to that Teferi. We've got cards like or respond. Did I say reply? That's right. We're gonna get our cell phone out. Hold on. Let me send Teferi a reply really quick. Hold on a minute. Anyway, Aether Gust here, another really good card. I was on the fence about Aether Gust, right? And then I started playing with it, and I was like, you know what? This works. It's a tempo card. It's you know, we choose target spell or a permanent that's red or green and put it on top of its owner's library or bottom. I mean, they're going to be able to choose if they really want it. They're got to cancel their next draw just to be able to get the card back. So it's like unsummon plus some. I mean, being able to just like shut down their next draw is absolutely terrific. And we've got 3 copies of Negate. Pairing this with Veil of Summer is extremely powerful. We have Fry, which, you know, Teferi loves this card. He loves it. It seems like they're drawn together. Every time I see my opponent cast Teferi, I just cast Fry, right? It's just natural. We've also got some Flame Sweeps. Now, Flame Sweep is really, really important right now because Scape Shift is a real deck. Turns out, who knew? Making 40 zombies by like turn 5 is pretty broken. But yeah, Flame Sweep, really, really good card. We've also got Entrancing Melody, and the number of times I've stolen a Hydroid Colossus with this particular card is wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. Anyway, that's the deck. We're going to get into some gameplay and see just what this 4-color Elementals deck is all about. So, the Mythic Grind just reset, so we are going to be playing a little bit of you know, traditional ranked here, some best of 3. We'll get in about 3 games or so, and hopefully all goes pretty well. So, alright, for those of you that seen my best deck in standard satire video, please, like, if you haven't seen it, it's in the information box up above. I've got a card up there for you guys. It was my attempt at a little bit of satire. I think that us as YouTube creators often make a mistake. We have to remember that a lot of time, you know, as a content creator, a lot of people will try the decks that we build, and you know, a lot of people don't actually have the money to be able to go buy a whole bunch of different decks. And as a content creator, if you do say, hey, look, this deck's awesome, and you only put out winning games, your fan base is going to see those. Your fan base is going to see those, and they're going to be like, oh man, this deck won, like, look, he showed like 5 games where he just crushed with this particular deck. You don't know whether or not the content creator played 5 games in total and showed you 5 wins, or whether or not the content creator played 40 games to be able to get those 5 wins. You just don't know. And then you go spend your hard-earned money. Like, is this frozen? You go spend your hard-earned money to buy that deck, take it to F&M, and then just lose nonstop, right? So why is my time ticking down? Hello? I would... The cat will look at me. Am I DCing? What is going on? My time is ticking down. I am losing my valuable time here where the opponent is not, and it will not let me do anything. Arena? Arena. And we're playing against the urologist. Come on. Anyway, I also want to say that, you know, look, now my fuse is ticking down. Just make me keep the hand, for crying out loud. I want to keep the hand. I would like to go first. I would like to keep the opponent's over here playing lands. What the... Arena. Thanks, Arena. Thanks a lot. This is how you're supposed to grind a mythic when you got like this going on? Whatever. I'm just going to scoop this up. We'll move on. Yeah, I'll just restart MTG Arena. Oh, I conceded. That's enough to make you happy, right? Yay. Yay, Arena, you're so awesome. Beta, ladies and gentlemen, beta. Anyway, talking about my little piece of satire, I also think that us as fans, right, and because I watch a lot of YouTube as well, it's a lot our fault too. You know, we do not like to watch games that are losing games. So if, you know, a content creator wants more views, they're more likely to only post winning games. And if the content creator is only willing to post winning games, then you don't actually get a chance to see whether or not things are good or bad. And that's one of the reasons I like to live stream a lot of my videos, and I like to leave my videos uncut, because I want people to see whether or not a deck is actually good or if it's actually bad. And I know that I don't give it as much of a play test as most would, but I like to simulate, you know, a Wednesday at Magic, or a maybe either a Wednesday at Magic, or, you know, a Friday night Magic at a small tournament or something like that, where, you know, you're going to play 3 or 4 rounds and you know, and see if it happens. And if you only play 3 games, and which is what you're going to do at, you know, Wednesday, or you maybe play 4 or 5 at your, you know, LGS at on Friday, you know, that's closer to the experience you're going to have that I have in live streams. So that is the reason I like to do it the way I do. But yeah, I decided to take my moment and make a video that well, I mean, if we Temple of Epiphany and then see something worth... Is this a bad hand? It's probably a bad hand, right? Do we really want 3 Thunderkin Awakeners? Is it worth it to mulligan? I think it's worth it to mulligan this. I I think we can keep this. So what do we get rid of here? I mean, it's a slow mana base, but I think we can. I think we can throw Yarok away because we're a long way from actually casting Yarok, and then probably get into to something from there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. For those of you that are watching and are... Great. It doesn't help us get the Rootbound Crag down. Alright, so I'm going to play Rootbound Crag turn 1, right? Because we can just pay the mana, or pay the life for Watery Grave on turn 2 and get in Thunderkin Awakener and then the... Okay. Alright, well, let's see if he's got the shock. He's got it. He's got it. Doesn't have the land. Oh, does have the land. It is Feather. It's Feather. Alright, so let's play the Cloud Conceer because we want to draw some more cards, right? Ooh, that's the Cavalier. I probably actually wanted to be able to go like search that up instead of actually trying to hard cast it, but whatever. Whatever. So now we've got a chump blocker, right? Which will force him to be able to like he has to do something. Maybe he just makes his dude immune? Uh-oh. Or, I say immune. Protected from blue. After seeing this, though, I kind of wish we would have kept the very first hand. It had double Lava Coil. Double Lava Coil would have been sweet. I think we made the right call with bringing in the Rootbound Crag tapped on turn 1. We still wouldn't have been able to get that card in untapped. So if I Neoform here, cancel, cancel. What we're going to do here is we're going to play Thunderkin Awakener. Then we're going to Neoform. And this will allow us to go get Omnath. Now we're not going to be able to kill Feather here. But we can get rid of 10th District Legionnaire right now. Right? And then I can actually even just get my... Like if he wants to, that's fine. I'm just going to go ahead and draw another card. Yeah, I'm okay with this, because then we get to start like going Risen Reef. There's a temple, like because we have to race this because we're not going to be able to kill this Feather. We knew we couldn't kill it last turn, so at that point you just pretty much have to give up on the chance of killing Feather. I mean, there's a small chance that he actually doesn't have a protection spell in hand for Feather. I would love to start doing some Risen Reef action here. Maybe even land. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Do we attack, make him play cards? I mean, he's probably got like a Defiant Strike plus God's Willing. Maybe even has... I'm scared to attack, ladies and gentlemen. I'm scared. I'm going to say no attacks. I'm going to see if we can, like, if he doesn't have a way to kill the Omnath right now, then next turn we get to, of course, oh man, Shilai. Okay. Alright, well, here's our shot, right? Of course, we can't make it. We can't take the shot. I think we just have to Risen Reef. And we draw another Risen Reef. I think I'm going to go ahead and swing because he's tapped out. He's not going to be able to protect here with Shalai. And we do have to maintain a bit of a race. Although we may be able to maintain a huge race if this Risen Reef survives. Don't have Samet Sprint. Like, Scampering Scorcher here would be absolutely awesome. Okay. So if we do Scampering Scorcher, we're going to make a bunch of dudes. Yeah, we'll take that action because we have a land to play this turn. What are we making bigger here? Omnath. Oh, look, more land. Sadly, though, I think we're just kind of dead. It's going to enter tapped. Risen Reef. Just this way I can at least attack with Risen Reef. There's another Omnath. And we're sure not paying for it. Do we make... I mean, I have to leave back a blocker, right? So let's leave back 2 blockers. He is going to block with Krinko. I mean, if he's got a Defiant Strike, we're dead. I mean, we're dead to Defiant Strike. And the chances of him actually having Defiant Strike, pretty high. Pretty high. God's Willing, okay, he's going to protect it. So since he has the God's Willing, we're just dead. Yeah, we're dead to God's Willing. Dead on board. He's going to get a God's Willing back. He can make this protected from red. So I guess my best play would have been able to leave a... Oh yeah, he's really got it. Leave a red creature and the blue-green creature up so he couldn't protect both. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, it happens. Alright, so what do we want to do against Feather? I wish the said damage could not be prevented. Like, do we even want Fry? We probably want Fry, right? Like, what do we want to take out for Fry? I mean, we could also even run this to just bounce Feather. So let's just cut a couple things. I also think Feather's a little too fast for us to be able to get in with Chandra. Neoform, I really want to play with Neoform. So if we cut back on, you know, a Scampering Scorcher, and I also think that this card is a little bit better in the late game than it is on turn 2. It's not like we have Faithless Looting to throw things in the graveyard, so I'll cut this down to 3 because I seriously don't think that you want 4 Thunderkin Awakeners in a deck. I think you want like somewhere between 2 and 3 because, again, it's not the card you're looking for on turn 2. You'd rather see like Leafkin Druid on turn 2, and then you would rather like play some things, get some things killed, then play that Thunderkin Awakener. So I'm gonna keep this just because I've got a Lava Coil. Old man, I'm wondering if you pronounce that Kreider, K-Rider. I guess if it was K-Rider, it'd be K. Nothing I can do about this, so no point in paying. Well, we will kill that. Boom. Kreider. Okay. Well, I'm not used to you in chat, so thanks for watching and thanks for joining me. I appreciate you you coming out. We're just, I mean, Feather only has so many creatures in the deck, so I assume he wants to wait before he plays his Feather. Well, that's going to be a pain in my arse. Usually just hang out while playing yourself. Well, that's awesome. There's definitely nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, we're just a little screwed on mana here. Yeah, kill all their critters. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Feather. I actually hate Boros Feather. I think Boros Feather is a horrible deck. I think that you can get so much more value off of adding green to the deck. Season of Growth and Domri's Ambush have been wonderful in my testing, and I still play Boros Feather, or sorry, yeah, I'm just gonna throw that away. Yeah, I still play Naya Feather quite a bit. I still think Naya Feather is wonderful. He's just trying to draw cards here, right? I mean, I could try to fry him and just make him pay 4 life, and we could balance out the life totals a little bit here. Can't do anything to that because this only hits blue or white. This feels bad, but I'm going to have to discard cards next turn anyway, so might as well make him pay 4. Oh, he's got a God's Willing, and he's going to go and cast said God's Willing. That seems wrong. I would have just paid the 4 life. Doesn't matter. He's whooped me anyway. You've had way more luck with Boros Feather over Naya. He's looking for Feather. Eh, fair. He doesn't need Feather, though. He's about to kill me with what's currently on the battlefield. I haven't had much luck with Boros Feather. I've had tons of luck, including used the Feather deck to go Mythic last season. And I had a lot more luck with it than I did against... Oh, thank you. Finally. A little bit late. I mean, we have to give up the card anyway. I assume he's got a kill spell. And if he has a kill spell, we're just done for because there's a Defiant Strike in the... GG, opponent. Elementals? I'm losing my platinum rank. Oh my goodness. I'll have to get Naya Feather out and get it back. Well, SCG Columbus deck not treating me well. But this was a top 8 deck in SCG Columbus. I probably shouldn't have mulliganed that very first hand that we had that I mulliganed. I mean, we had a Scryland, we had Lava Coils, Thunderkin Awakeners, double lava, 2 lands, 2 Lava Coils, and 3 Thunderkin Awakeners. I mean, sure. I mean, we already have the 3 green, 4 green. Sure. I play this because we're more likely to be able to get into a Risen Reef, and I want to go ahead and get my blue source out. We have very few needs for black, but we are holding that need. Paradis Druid. Oh, look. We can allow that enter tap and then play the other Leafkin. I actually think that I play Yarok next turn. We play Yarok, and then the turn after that we get to double Cavalier of Thorns. Coil. You didn't stop me, opponent. Meet Yarok. Oh, Yarok. Ah, that's a cool effect, right? It's cool when Yarok pops out. I mean, he's an elemental, but he's so much more. I mean, he's also a horror, so. Reach. I'm gonna pay the life. Then I'm gonna not pay the life. I mean, I doubt he's stepping in front of this. So is this what the deck's supposed to do? Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's Nissa-oh. Well, this looks like fun. We're doing it! We're doing it! We get double scry triggers. I think I want that. Yeah, I definitely want that. I mean, we've got some cards in the graveyard we can go search up. And we can go get back a Cloud Conceer and get some more draws in. So we say save your Nissa. Alright, so Nissa takes a little bit of a hit. We do get rid of his flyer. We don't get any type of enter the battlefield trigger, so there's like no point in just like replaying Yarok that created here, so. Oh, he's got an Omnath of his own. Sure. That's the big game plan. Why wouldn't you swing with your vigilance creatures right there? Can anybody answer me that? I think I saved the land. All right, we're gonna go after Nissa once again. Now we only have the Cloud Conceer that we can get back. I mean, he can block, so I mean, I guess we can put a little damage towards. Ooh. We'll have blockers. Like, I assume he wants to kill that, right? Wow. Do we want to kill Omnath or the land? I want to kill the forest. And then we Scampering Scorcher for 1 million? What card do I want back? I think I'll take a Neoform. This'll be... Well, it just goes on top, that's right. Alright, so yeah, we'll play the Scampering Scorcher. Now we've got a ton of blockers. Ooh, Cavalier of his own. It's not bad. Ooh, alright. I mean, see, he is some type of elemental deck. He's Teamer Elementals with a ton of non-elemental ramp and some misses. Oh look, wow, Living Twister. He does have a reach creature now though. Oh, Lava Coil. That's mean, opponent. That's mean. Alright, so we got our Neoform. Maybe Neoform wasn't the right card. I was wanting to trade in. No, I think Neoform is the right card. So we're gonna tap that for a little bit of. I'm gonna go get a Risen Reef. We don't have a 5-drop to go get. So Risen Reef will let me draw more cards. So Risen Reef with a couple triggers. So let's resolve these. Oh yeah. We're doing it. We're doing it. See ya, sir. Have a good one. Alright, so Temple. Alright, we don't want that. Oops. I do want that. And we're just gonna take all the triggers ever. He said GG and scoops. He don't want to play against that. That's just, it's too much of a combo for him. Just too much. Yeah, just too much. Alright, so against elementals, Flame Sweep's actually pretty good. Fry actually hits a lot of like hits his Omnaths and things of that nature. Entrancing Melody, I'm actually bringing in because I probably want to steal his elementals. I think that I can just get away with Lava Coil and a little bit of Flame Sweep action here. I mean, we could like draw out cards. Like if he plays Omnath, we can go, you know, Veil of Summer and give ourselves protection from Omnath, so he wouldn't be able to shoot it. I mean, so they're There's some... Any target equal to the... Wow, he would actually have to target himself. Because it's not a May ability. That would be funny, right? Alright, again, I'm going to cut back on a Thunderkin Awakener, one Scampering Scorcher. He's elementals, so Chandra is at her weakest. And possibly take out a Neoform? Maybe just take out a Leafkin Druid? I think I need to race him though, right? So if we are racing him... When you bring Flame Sweep in, Cloud Concealer becomes better. I think I'm just going to cut down on one ramp, one Leafkin Druid, which could or could not be the right way to go. All right, game 2, here we go. I mean, we don't have a green source. If we get green, though, we're going to be rolling. You know what? Just picture me rolling. Just picture me rolling. That ain't it. The reason I play this is because it brings in... I mean, I guess Steam Vents would have as well, so it just doesn't matter. We have nothing to play this turn. Alright, well... Give me a green source. Shifting Ceratops. That's a green source. I have to play this green source, is that right? And then... I mean, we make red chump blockers. I think that's right. I mean, it's not blocking. Might as well get in with it. So we Scampering Scorcher, make a bunch of red chump blockers, stick all of them in front of Shifting or one of them. He's going to give it Trample, right? Hydroid Cressus. I'm not overly worried about that, but I should be probably. Okay. I think I may just be beat here. Like we have to like stop damage. I guess we can get rid of a couple of these things. I mean, I could play Cavalier of Gales next turn, but I don't think I'm gonna have the opportunity. Like if we don't get to a Lava Coil, we're just dead. Living Twister, that's pretty good. Alright, so we'll take 3 here after blocks. So that'll take us to 5. This will take us to 4. Or sorry, this will take 4 more and take us to 1. I guess if I want something to die, it needs to be this, right? Alright, he gives it trample. I think we go to 1 here. Hey, I'm math right. Yeah. Then he just shoots me with a Living Twister. A G opponent. GG opponent. So I would have had to stick both. Yeah, and he probably still would have been able to beat me there. Because I wouldn't have been able to gain the life without Yarok. This doesn't help. Nope. I mean, we don't have anything that helps against Shifting Ceratops. Hey, this deck came in top 8 at SCG Columbus. Like he was able to take it all the way there. So I think the deck was in like 2nd or 3rd. I don't remember exactly. Well, I mean, I can Cloud Conceer. We also have our double blue, so we can start stealing things. I mean, paying 2 mana to steal a land from Nissa seems really good. Yeah, I don't necessarily think this might be the best version. I need to get that red source down. I don't think I need that land. So next turn we can steal Llanowar if we want. I think I want a Cloud Conceer here. And just go ahead and get me another card. Scampering Scorcher's not bad. When we start getting some ramp, I might actually take his Living Twister. Like, he can swing with Living Twister here. No blocks. I'll take the 2. He passes and... Right, so... So if I just play out Scampering Scorcher, I get to make some bodies. And then like use those to block Living Twister next turn. I think that's right. I went ahead and played the red source in case they do top deck a Lava Coil. Do I want that? I'd rather have it in the graveyard. Do I want to draw it next turn? Sure. I mean, I already have land, right? Alright, so we'll just say no attacks. I'm probably going to have to start blocking. I mean, he's technically got 5 damage on board that he can start pushing my way, plus whatever else he decides he wants to play. Alright. So he got a Living Twister here. Llanowar Elf. I guess I can take 2. I mean, we can't swing with this. So we can go Breeding Pool tapped, or we can go untapped and play both Cloud Conceer and... Let's go Breeding Pool tapped and then just throw out our Scampering Scorcher. Make some bodies. He would just eat it with the Cavalier of Thorns. We don't want that. Seems like we're just being overpowered, and this is the problem that I had with Elementals at the beginning of the season. Elementals was actually just really bad against other Elementals decks, and the ones that had Nissa seemed to beat all the ones that had Chandra, and the ones that had Chandra seemed to beat a lot of the other decks. But so there was just like the multiple versions of the elementals, and one trumps another. So like just the opponent happens to have the one that trumps ours. His creatures are bigger. He's got like a lot of things are just hardier. So we'll chump that. Chump that. Chump like that. Take the rest. He returned the land. He returned the land to hand to keep me from killing it, which actually saves my Cloud Conceer. I'm quite happy with that. So we can still Living Twister here, or I can wait and steal a 3/3 land. How should we go about this? Cloud Conceer draw. I think that's first because we'll have more information after the draw. Alright, so now we can Neoform the Cloud Conceer into Omnath. What would that do? If we Neoform Cloud Conceer into Omnath, or do we Neoform Scampering Scorcher? Ooh, that's what we do. Alright, so we Neoform Scampering Scorcher, no point in swinging here, into Yarok. So we take Yarok. He has Lifelink and Death Touch, so that'll help us. He can give this reach, so I'm gonna go no attacks. Now we have a Yarok. We know what he has in hand. Probably gonna steal that. Uh-oh, Hydroid Cross coming at you. That was a good time deck, opponent. Just hitting a Hydroid there is pretty good. So I'm stealing that. I mean, that's only 4 mana too, so that also means that we get to like steal it and play Thunderkin Elemental or Thunderkin Awakener, which will then get back Scampering Scorcher for like 1 million. It's. Does he have any mana? Alright, so we'll block. He doesn't have any mana to give it trample, so. Alright, so if we go. Let's do this first, just so that we know that we're gonna get through with it here. We'll pick the 4. Enters tapped. Sure, we're swinging at her. Get back our Scampering Scorcher, make 1 million dudes. This gives us some blockers, so might as well swing it at her. I was wondering what it was asking me to do. I mean, just cycling Thunderkin Awakener for 4 blockers Seems okay. I mean, the 8/8 don't seem too bad either. I mean, granted, now he has to like leave this back so that he can block. Is he just going for the burn? I don't think he can swing at me here. Can he? He can't swing. He has to just start shooting things. Oh, lava coil. Lava coil, double coil. Well, isn't that lovely? Alright, opponent, show me what you're working with. Bring it on. Another shifting Ceratops. Slaps the top of his Hydroid Crassus. Yeah, it's pretty good. He didn't swing. He did not swing. Alright, well, there's not a lot we can do here. And I think his plan is just to bounce and burn. Like, he can bounce all of his lands and just burn me out. So, I think I'm in a bit of trouble. Yeah, I can't swing at him. What's up, Polis? How you been doing, Elliot? And eBub Ultra. What's up, E? You got a deck for me, and you have used to grind up to Gold 1, super budget and fun. D-Bub, have you posted it over on the Sideboard MTG subreddit? Just go over there and post it. That's where we post our decks. So yeah, just jump over there and post the deck. I know you typed that like forever ago. I was trying to find a proper line that might actually help us win, but I was unable to do so. But yeah, just post it over on the Reddit, and we'll take a look at it. We'll probably pull it up during coffee time next Monday, if you've got a deck. If you're available at that given time, all you got to do is, wow, right? Like, just ultimating this, yep. Seems like a thing. Anyway. Post it over there. We'll pull it up during coffee time, and like, if you have a moment and you can get into Discord, we can go through and talk about the deck and everything, possibly make it a little bit stronger. Maybe talk about, like, since it's a budget deck, maybe talk about some upgrades for it or something like that. But you know, if you've been doing pretty well with it, we'll just take a look at it and maybe even give it some gameplay. So yeah. Elliot says he's been so busy with work he couldn't even grind limited on MTGA this season. Oh man, I can only imagine the limited grind, right? Like, oh wow, how expensive is it to grind limited? Like, what's the farthest you've gotten in limited? Have you taken limited to mythic yet? And if so, like, jeez, how did you pay for that? Like, that is ridiculous. I can only imagine trying to play that many drafts. I get it though. Some of you guys love draft more than you do anything else. You made it to diamond, yeah. Like, what a grind! It would be ridiculous. What am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. I'm sure the opponent's got something over here. He's got a million cards in hand. we'll see what he's got going on. I assume he's giving trample, so he's going to get in for that extra 2 points of damage. I guess I could have put the Leafkin Druid there as a blocker. I mean, the Shifting Ceratops are no more. No, we've been fried. We got a little bit of life gain out of it, though. Oh, yeah. That is not going to do it. So what do we shoot? A land? Right? Yeah. This game's over. You're constructed. Sorry, what? Baking and typing at the same time? Baking? Or breaking and typing? Breaking. Like, you driving an 18-wheeler there, bub? KPS was saying that Knuckle Pancake Sandwich or Knuckle Pancake Squad was saying that he played a lot of limited. I was asking you if you had posted your deck over on the Sideboard MTG subreddit, that we would we'd pull it up. Squad. All right, squad. All right. My bad. It's been a while since we've hung out, KPS. How's the brood going over there, huh? You submit it over on the Sideboard MTG subreddit. There's a link in the description box. Submit it there. I was saying that if you have Discord, next Monday when we do coffee time, we'll pull up the deck and we'll take a look at it. And if you have time to hop into the Discord, we'll like, you can talk. We can go one-on-one. We'll have chat there for support, and we can like talk about the deck a little bit, maybe get into some gameplay and things like that. If you want to do that, otherwise, we'll just we'll pull it up and look at it. I have someone else help talk about the deck. You keep waking up and seeing a notification that we're live. Oh my goodness, an artifact. Firemine Vessel. Like, the fact that Niv Mizzet's head's just kind of like floating there. It's like the Wizard of Oz kind of thing going on right there, right? Anyway. Alright, I'm going to play one more with this deck. And then that's it. I don't know how this deck top 8'd. Like, it's against one, it just crapped on me in a couple games. I mean, maybe I'm just making horrible plays. I'm not seeing them, but maybe I'm making horrible plays. I'm sure you guys let me know in the comments, like, all of the horrible plays I made. Like, you shouldn't have kept that hand. Probably not. I think I'm supposed to keep this hand. We got a little bit of draw. We do need like one more land before we can actually start playing things. Dare it be, might as well play it now, because we don't have a turn 2. I mean, we've got Neoform, but it's not a real turn 2. We don't have anything I really want to Neoform either. Oh, it's the mono black deck. Oh, that deck's kind of cool. Like, he's probably going to make us start discarding things and stuff like that. Oh yeah, we'll take that action. I don't think that's where we need to be. We don't have a red source yet, though. And I think we need one. I think next turn I'm interested in going Cloudkin Seer. Next turn I guess we just try to set up for it. I mean, I could Neoform this turn. I think not. I think I'd wait. Keep the red mana. I mean, I could go get Omnath. What is he gonna do? 1 point of damage, and then like we start getting the +1/+1 counters and stuff. But I think that him killing Risen Reef set us back, and now I've lost my Neoform. Okay, well, I'm gonna Risen Reef here. Take that action. There's a Yarok. Can't play it right now, but so yeah, he took some stuff from us, but we're getting some value here. So yeah, this turned out alright. Hey look, we still found an Omnath. That's the thing about this Elementals deck. When it goes off, like, this is turn 4. Look at our mana base. Turn 4. I mean, he's got a pretty good mana base himself over here. Really? Really, Arena? You're just gonna freeze on me? Arena's been great today. Cry of the Canarium. It's fine. It's fine. So if we go Yarok and then play Cloudkin Seers, he scoops to Yarok. Just scooped it up. Driving in traffic on the highway, enjoying the stream. You have Discord, you're down with that? Awesome, awesome. I also think you may be a little bit behind now. So make sure you hit the little live button to catch back up live. But then again, you may have had to wait a little bit to type. When you said breaking, I didn't know exactly what you were talking about. Most of my family are... Wait a minute. No. Most of my family are truck drivers, so my stepdad and biological mother are both truck drivers. My whole life, I was raised by the old grandparents, like most of my generation. But my biological father was also a truck driver, aunts, uncles, things of that nature. Tier 1 Jank, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We're coming up in our last match here, though. And so far, I haven't really been impressed with this particular version. I think it needs a little something. Maybe like a splash of Nissa, right? Just a splash. We'll mulligan this. Can't keep that. I mean, I can always, like, yeah, I can keep this and just ship back a Leafkin Druid. Like, we want one Leafkin Druid, but we don't want, like, a whole lot more than that. I didn't mean to put that stop in. So, well, it'll be next Monday evening, Monday afternoon. Alright, so for coffee time. So if you post your deck over there on the Sideboard MTG subreddit, you can find the link in every video that I make. It's down at the bottom in the description. But alright, well, I either pay the life this turn or no, I don't have to pay it next turn. Alright, well, okay, then we'll do it this way, because if he doesn't kill this, then the next turn we get to... Don't be Flash. Don't be the Flash deck. Ah, it's the Flash deck. Love this deck. Looks like he's just the Simic one, which is actually scarier. Let's go Cloud Conceer and see what happens. Essence Scatter? No? Okay, so there's a Risen Reef. Tapped. Pass the turn. We do need that red mana. It seems like this deck's really bad at producing red mana. Has he got the Unsummon here? He does have the Unsummon. Oh, what a beast. Well, I will block with Cloud Conceer if he swings with 3-2. I doubt he's willing to trade. I didn't think so. So now I won't block. Because if we do hit the red source, we can play the Omnath and hopefully like try to... Alright, well... We'll go for the Risen Reef. He's got the Frilled Mystic. This game is over! 10-1 says that one of these two cards is a counterspell. So now we just got to like chump block mode and we still take 7. Not the best deck in Standard. You didn't like my attempt at satire, did you? I thought it was funny. Okay, like we had clickbait on there. We had a clickbait thumbnail. We had clickbait title. We had like the most horrible deck that we could possibly build, like hidden among a deck that actually had some decent cards in it. He's just gonna play a wolf here, and we're in trouble. I have to go for Risen Reef because I'm just digging for a red source. If we don't find a red source, we don't have any chance whatsoever. So I maybe... We got a red source. I guess technically I could have Cloud Conceer there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this doesn't work anyway. Because now he hits me for 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so if I block here, I take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I'm just dead. Yeah, no way out. Haha, see, I'm laughing. Aw, thanks, Chang. You found this deck to be at the mercy of the land drop. I agree. I think that going 4 colors makes it a lot weaker. I also think that the deck's got a lot, like, so during my deck tech, I didn't really talk about the mana base because I don't actually agree with the mana base, right? Like, there's a ton of black sources in this deck, and I don't think this deck's actually needing that many black sources. I just don't. But there are a ton of black sources in the deck, and there's only one black card in the entire 75. So, Flame Sweep's not horrible here. Veil of Summer is going to be like a requirement, and then I guess we could bounce something if we wanted to. Maybe even Entrancing Melody, something. This deck's just cute, in my opinion. I mean, I don't want to get into a counter battle with the guy. I don't think that we can win it. Although I wouldn't mind stealing a Brineborn Cutthroat after he's put some counters on it. I mean, if he comes out with all of his blue creatures, then what are we going to do? Aether Gust is going to get us in trouble, right? And we also don't want to put like a Frilled Mystic on top of his library so that he can just counter something else. So I don't really know about that. I doubt we're going to be able to get away with more than one Omnath. So I'll cut an Omnath. Did we try to get into a counter fight with him? I mean, it wouldn't be horrible to leave up a couple negates, but like I don't. Maybe the sweep. See, I was this close to bringing in Flame Sweep. You're probably right, but just because it's instant speed, I could force him to actually try to make a play on his turn, which might save him from, like, save us from getting a wolf or something like that, killing something. I don't know. Right, an instant after he casts a creature. Yeah, you're probably right there. I think that we're just supposed to try to, like, force our stuff through with our Veil of Summers. I'm gonna keep this hand. I mean, at least we've got color. Maybe actually trimming a land during sideboard would be the proper way to go. It's not the land I wanted, but it's probably the land I deserved. Why is that stuck in my head? That's like the third time I've said that today. Yeah, I play this deck quite a bit. The flash deck quite a bit, and I think that the Simic flash deck is really good, just because of the way it works here. I mean, well, I guess we just do this and then play the temple, right? Like, playing instant speed against the deck is definitely the way you want to go. I'm gonna keep that. I'm gonna keep that land, because that land means, well, I mean, I guess this land means the same thing, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll Omnath and shoot down his Spectral Sailor. He can't stop us. Woohoo! You pay 3 mana to surveil. That's not horrible. And we drew a card. Another Steam Vents. Now we need black sources. Just because I mentioned it. That's why. The deck loves me that much. You know what? I'm putting a counter here. Oh, now I can't swing with the Omnath. Because if he flashes in, right? Kind of seen that coming. If I would have put it, I wouldn't have been able to swing with the Omnath anyway. Oh yes, opponent, bring it on. Bring it. We're not going to be able to force this Yarok down, are we? He's got to have a counter spell. This deck is so good once it finally gets a creature onto the battlefield. I mean, if we're going to try anything... Ya-ta-ta-ta! Yeah, just counter my 5 mana play with, like, your 4 mana creature that... I don't know. Yep. Yep. So he just passed. He didn't even swing. There we go. I had to play that before we play Yarok because we don't have the... There's no way this Yarok resolves. No. Scattered. Scattered. Alright. The wolves are going to take over. Like, I am so not impressed by this deck. Like, it seems too volatile, right? Like, just... I mean, I'm going to attempt it. I think I trade this in. The proper answer might actually be trade in Omnath for Yarok. And then we would get double triggers there. But I'm going to attempt... I mean, he let me do it, so... We're going to go for the Risen Reef. This way we can try to draw some more cards and then just beat him on the card advantage race. At which point we could probably outrun Wolf. Right, that seems good. Alright, so we got to get pretty much everything bigger than 3/3. Ooh. I think the proper play is actually the Risen Reef here. I want to Lava Coil. The proper play is the Risen Reef. Because I think he can counter it either way. No! Doesn't want me to get all the extra triggers. Yeah, if we survive another turn, we should be in a pretty decent spot. Three Risen Reefs down? You think this deck's better in best of one? So if we're just stopping damage, so we don't get to... So this is 9, 10, 11, 12. He's got us at 1. The brutality is real. Alright, Lava Coil. Unsummon. Okay. I think this is correct. Yeah, I'm doing it. I was going to Neo form right there. But we can still Neo form, so... Like I said, we can. It's very possible that we can get ahead of... Oh, there's a Yarok. And I'm just going to sack Omnath here. So yeah, we'll sack Omnath and just like cheat a Yarok onto the battlefield here. Get a million triggers. Million lands. Swing. Get back an Omnath. 1, 2. Maybe it's wrong to just shoot this wolf. I just don't want it to block, right? So that's so now if he wants to flash something in, he can. Opt, okay. So that was his last card, was an opt. Did I have the game if I would have just swung out right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should have done math. Should have done math. Okay, so I didn't have a game. Alright. So then this is just safer. And then we get to bring Omnath back next turn. I mean, I'm pretty sure we just win if we survive the turn. Yeah, that's game. He just has a wolf in hand, so he's dead. Game 3. ABO, always be Omnathing. 16 damage to face. Wasn't 16 damage to face. We have 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess we did have 8. Alright, so I missed lethal. Oh. Then he's surely dead this turn? Yeah, he's dead. It's okay. You're a kind boy letting your opponent suffer another round. Right? Alright, fine. We'll even put them at the top of the stack. So, where's our Omnath triggers? Oh my goodness. Alright, so let's bring that. Yeah, he's gonna scoop. Thank you, guy. He'll quit before you even swing. You called it, Rush. What's up, Rush? How you doing, sir? We brought coffee time back. You might want to Like, you might know about that. Oh, and Rush, you may absolutely find my previous video hilarious. I don't know if you've seen it. Best deck in Standard. It's an attempt at satire, but whatever. So maybe we do want the flame sweeps, especially on the draw. So what do I take out for that? Neoform and Druid. Let's go with that. Alright, here we go. Last game. Can we get there? Can we get there? Actually, I haven't done too well with this deck. We've lost 2 on stream so far. And again, it's a top 8 deck from SCG Columbus. So. Elementals are fun, William. They are absolutely fun. I actually played a lot of Elementals at the beginning of the season. So if we cash in Cloud Conceer for an Omnath, we're gonna want to hit land drops. I think it's worth it. We may never get there though. Like, it just may not happen. Oh man, I didn't want to see more land. Out of all things, more land was not it. Oh, the pain. Maybe Overgrown Tomb would have been the better play there. But I think we can play it on 4 after we go to cash in the Cloud Conceer. Yep. That's... We're just not going to have enough threats to push him out of counter spells. That's my fault for keeping this hand. I should have kept a hand with a lot more threats in it that would force his counter spells. I mean, we're starting to get there. Let's go ahead with this one, because if he plays 1 spell this turn, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Brian Warren Cutthroat. What a powerhouse. Jeez. Well, that was the plan. Like, if we're going to trade in our 3-drop and go get Omnath, then yeah, it would have been great. You'll check it out. You wanted to see if I'll check it out. You wanted to see if you can play me on stream for your Patreon deck. Yes. If you want to do a challenge for your Patreon this month, yes, we can do that. We can do an on-stream thing. Message. You have me on Facebook, David. So, but by the way, that dog falling down the steps cracked me up. Like, when I first seen him fall down the steps, I had to watch it again, going, what? But oh man, that cracked me up. All right, Risen Reef. But yeah, just let me know, and we'll set up a time, and like I'll set it up Patreon challenge or something like that, and we'll do an on stream thing. Yeah, we're dead here, guys. But yeah, just message me over on Facebook, Rush, and we'll cover it from there. Casting Omnath feels so good, it does. MTG Rat Pack. Funny enough, you're waking up, drinking your coffee while listening to my soothing voice in the background. Soothing, yeah. Hold on, let me what is it called? ASDM. Somebody tell me those acronyms. What is the acronym like for when people are really quiet? I'm sorry. I know some of you people probably love that, and I can see how it can be soothing, but I find it hilarious. So I'm sorry. You took your list to Mythic. Sweet. I hit Mythic. I hit Mythic last season, and I guess we're gonna try to get back there this season. I mean, we're playing around Pierce here, so I should do NPR radio. Right? Yeah, there we go. I'd be a regular Paul Harvey. Now you know the rest of the story. Anybody know who Paul Harvey is? Did I just show my age a little too much right there? Did that resolved? He cast Veil of some. He didn't get to draw a card off of that.
Rise from your grave.
Holy moly. Can't play around much here. It's the top of our curve as well, so we can't even kneel for him. ASMR videos of this lady eating huge bowls of crappy ramen. So that's like the what's that other thing? It's like mud something where like people are just like eating food, right? The new trends in the world, aren't they wonderful? Right? ASMR. So screwed. Tapped both my red mana. Like, why wouldn't it tap like at least one of the breeding pools? Because I have a Neo form in hand. I can't bring this in untapped, which it doesn't matter, but whatever. Well. Alright. Welcome to Sideboard MTG. I should try to do a video like that one day. And just see if we can do it. Alright. Oh, get out of here, opponent. No blocks. Elementals is fun, guys. It really is. I think the Elementals deck is a ton of fun, and when it goes off, you're going to have some of the most fun you've had playing Magic in a really long time. But when it doesn't work, you are going to get run slap over. I also think that in this particular deck, the mana base has been stretched so much. I just don't like it. Also don't think that the mana base follows the rules. Like, I didn't even look to see if it follows the math, but I don't think it does. I mean, the deck's copied paste straight from SCG Columbus. So let's go to edit deck. Alright, I'm gonna do this, chat. Alright, so here's our the hell? Arena is just loving me right now. Alright. So, in order to cast Yarok and to reliably have that black mana on turn 5, right? We don't need this display up. Alright. So we need 9 black sources in the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Technically, we don't have enough black sources in the deck. Jeez. Seems weird. So technically, we don't even have enough black sources. So Alright, well, yikes. The deck was a lot of fun, and the times that it was going off, we were just like filling the board. It was great. But the rest of the time, it's kind of... I don't know. I like the deck though. I think the deck is a ton of fun, and I actually had a deck that was very, very similar to this at the beginning of the season. So you don't know how this got a top 8. I don't either, man. I don't either. He must have had one heck of a run with it. I don't know. He top 8'd with it though. I mean, it's congrats to the pilot. I don't even know his name, which I should probably know his name considering I've copied and pasted his deck, but unfortunately I don't. I do not know how he top 8'd with this deck. He did though. So there you go. Like, it can happen. It could happen. He might have just had the run of his life too, though. So you remember that happens. We don't see this deck top 8 consistently, so you know that's a thing as well. Like, if we seen it consistently, then it would definitely mean something else. But there's another deck that we're going to be playing tomorrow, and I'll show you guys that really quick. And I'm not 100% sure on it either, but I picked the 2 most interesting decks from the last 2 weeks that I thought that you guys might want to see played. Looks like I need to restart Arena. Arena is just being all kinds of funky. This is a Jeskai Hero of Precinct 1 deck. And when I seen this deck, I was like, I have got to show this to everyone, and maybe, just maybe, somebody can explain to me why the hell Feather is in this deck. Is it just the best 3-drop that you can get a hold of in these colors? Like, is that it? I mean, there you go. Need a flyer. Here's a Feather. Or is it because, like, you can play Feather and then pretend you're some other deck? And then by the time they realize that you're not a Feather deck, it's too late. They went the wrong strategy and you just get to murder them? Because the only spell in your entire deck that can possibly target Feather is Depose. Like, technically, we can end of turn tap our Feather, and you can target a creature that's already tapped. Tap our Feather, draw a card, get our Depose back. So every turn, just keep doing that, like looping Depose deploy. Feels bad though, right? Anyway, this deck also did really, really well. It's a Jeskai Hero deck. Hero of Precinct 1. I can understand the Tomic. Tomic's actually, he's going to be right up there with Tocatli Honor Guard as being, you know, that piece of hate. I mean, this card just shuts. I think it's for the Fake Out and Hero. Right, like they're just looking for cards. Yeah, Tomic just shuts down the Escape Shift deck, right? What's the sideboard look like? Sideboard's pretty sweet. I mean, we got the Tocatli Honor Guards, right, which will shut down the Elementals deck, the Sultai decks, the Wildgrowth Walker decks, because they're still around. Like, people still have the Wildgrowth Walker decks. You got all kinds of really, really good cards here in Jeskai, right? Like, we see these cards in a lot of things, but we got Tocatli Honor Guard. We've got, which would just be a straight swap, right? Like, if you're wanting, like if you're currently running Tomic in the main board because you're expecting to run into a lot of Scape Shift decks, you run up against a non-Scape Shift deck that has some Enter the Battlefield triggers. You take the Tomics out and you bring the Tocatli Honor Guards in, and you're just like, yay, you know, rolling with that. You've got Aether Gust, which is, you know, another good card. We see this played a lot. We've got Dovin's Veto, which, you know, at one point was like a $4 uncommon, which is like the most expensive uncommon we've had since Fatal Push. We've got Prison Realm, which answers Planeswalkers like very few others. We've got Legion Warboss, which just destroys Teferi. Deputy of Detention. This card's great. Like, why wouldn't you want to run Deputy of Detention with Hero of Precinct 1 if you actually have access to blue? Settle the Wreckage, card we haven't seen in a really long time. And then Chandra Awakened Inferno. So, I mean, we got a really sweet sideboard going on here. and this is going to be tomorrow's deck. I seen it and I was like, man, this is really, really weird, and I want to play it for you guys and see how this deck does as well. Like, so I picked a couple decks that I wanted to test, right? Like, that I wanted to go, just, did somebody get lucky, or is it a good deck? And that's kind of the direction I kind of want to go with some of our content. You know, we're going to be playing, you know, both tier 1 decks, and we're going to be playing, you know, decks that top 8 or 16 in a given tournament, and then we're going to pick out a deck from those tournaments and say, you know, is this a real deck? Did somebody get lucky, or is this deck just actually a powerful deck? And I think we can at least get a feel for it in a few games. So that's trying to change the content a little bit for you guys. Deb's playing his own decks now, so I've got to come up with some content for you guys. So we're gonna play more decks that top 8, not necessarily tier 1 decks that top 8 or top 16, but the weird decks that you see in the top 8 and the top 16. So is it good, right? Is it good? All right, well, that's gonna do it for me for today. I hope everyone had a lot of fun. I know that I had fun. Like we had a couple games there where elementals just took off. But that's gonna do it. Don't forget to hit that like button, the subscribe button if you haven't already. If you guys want to support over on Patreon, you can do that. Rush, don't forget to send me a message. We'll set up a time and do a challenge. We'll play a couple games, and we'll do a challenge. You can hop in Discord and talk shit. You know, we'll go from there. Have some fun, right? Like just stream live, play a couple games. Do I get to pick what I'm playing? All right? Do I get to pick my deck that I want to play? Yeah. Well, we'll see. Make a 5-color first sliver deck for Modern. I can do that. I actually need to play some Modern. I need to do some more Mana Traders, like to maintain my Mana Traders sponsorship. I need to do some more Mana Traders videos over on MTGA. So I had been thinking about doing some Modern. So first slivers. Yeah. Pick whatever I want, says the confident man. Alright, well, I won't let you know what I'm picking. But if you've been watching my content lately, you know my favorite deck standard right now. So, be ready. It's a coming. You know what? I'll tell you. I'll tell you what I'm picking. I'll tell you what I'm going to pick. Have your deck ready for Naya Feather. Alright? I don't know. We can play a whole bunch of different decks if you want. I don't care. But, yeah. Let me know when you're ready. Just send me that message and we'll go from there. Those of you that want to help support over on Patreon, you can. I'm actually pushing that you support here on YouTube Gaming by hitting that join button, because YouTube's new algorithm will, like, basically by hitting that join button, not only are you helping support the channel, but you're also helping, technically paying for advertising for the channel. The algorithm will like the channel more if we have more members. So I'm definitely going to be pushing for the memberships, which it's like a Twitch subscription. So you know, if you guys do want to help support, that's my preferred way that you guys support. So just because of the algorithm, we got to get back in the good graces of the YouTube algorithm, the wonderful YouTube algorithm. That is going to do it for today, though. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time.